I will add one thing at this point, which is you may want to watch for the first growth spurt at about 10 days. Baby Wise says it takes place around the 10-day mark. I think our hospital said it was around 7 days. Let me share with you a story of something that we went through that really highlights the power of knowledge. I had read in Baby Wise, this is remarkable, but Baby Wise had said that newborns experience growth spurts approximately at 10 days, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months, and then again in 6 months. I read that. I forgot about it. It wasn't top of mind for me after the baby was born. And truth be told, that the 10-day growth spurt and the 3-week growth spurt even, I think went clear over our heads. I mean, we were feeding regularly every 2.5 to 3 hours. I think we were doing pretty well giving our son full feedings. And I just don't recall there being an issue about any kind of growth spurt or extra crying or extra hunger for the 10-day and the 3-week mark. But let me tell you, for at the 6-week mark, and it was almost 6 weeks to the day, and I remember that night like it was yesterday, our son was crying inconsolably in the afternoon. And we had gone 20 minutes on each breast, and he was still crying. And because we had fallen into and adopted a nice, stable routine by that point of these cycles of feeding, wake time, however minimal, and then sleep, we were able to eliminate some possibilities as to why he was crying. I knew, for example, that he couldn't be tired or overtired because he had gotten up from a nap. It couldn't be that he's gassy because we were burping him. It couldn't be that he was uncomfortable in his diaper because we had changed it if it was wet or soiled. But he was still crying, and we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if he was sick or if he was hurt. If it was too hot, too cold, we didn't know what it was, and we were starting to kind of freak out and panic, so much so that I Googled the nearest emergency room. I think it was late enough at night that we couldn't even go to the urgent care. We had to go to an emergency room if we were going to go anywhere, and the nearest emergency room was like a 20-30 minute drive away, which wasn't too far away, but it was far enough away that it gave us pause about whether we actually wanted to put the baby in the car seat, go to an emergency room in a hospital with a bunch of sick people and germs flying around and bright fluorescent lights and loud noises. Definitely wouldn't get good naps there. How long would we have to sit there and wait to be seen? All of this was kind of up in the air. But I'll tell you what, for however it happened, the thought popped into my mind, wait a second, this is like right around 6 weeks, and could it be a growth spurt? Something that I had read in one or more of these books months before. And sure enough, in hindsight, that's exactly what it was. We kept the baby on the breast. I think he went 25 minutes on each side. But then he was full and he stopped crying, and we avoided a trip to the emergency room, not in the middle of the night, but like late at night. And we were better off for it. And it's just amazing to me how these books were so accurate in essentially predicting that. I don't know if every single baby experiences growth spurts at those intervals, but it was spot on for us. And, the only way I could make sense of it is to realize that, man, these people, they know babies, they're experts in what they're talking about. And I'm really glad I read these books.